up, hands up.
So, there you have it. We've started our whole discussion about uncensored dating. And we've talked about how Playboy philosophy and mine kind of mix, and then the secret to fun dating. You know what? For real, if you told me that I'd agree with Anson Mount on the Playboy philosophy, I probably would have laughed a few years ago. But the guy had it right. He said that in the last 20 years, it hasn't been so much a sexual revolution as a revolution in our search for intimacy. It's true, isn't it? I mean, all of us, me, you, all of us, we all want to be intimate. We want to be close, physically close, but more importantly, emotionally close. We want people to finish our sentences, to know the stuff deep down inside of us. So I guess the problem and the challenge all of us have to deal with is just saying to ourselves, how much do we want that intimacy? Why don't you stop for a minute and ask yourself that question? How much are you willing to pay to be intimate? Because a hungry need really is a dangerous one. I really do have an awesome marriage. My husband is my hero. But if I made him my emotional ground zero for all my needs for intimacy, I'd suffocate him. And that's why if you begin a relationship with anybody else without first doing the hard work of building your own self-esteem and sense of who you are, all your other relationships will be disappointing attempts to complete yourself. It really is true. Puppy love, you know, the kind that Hollywood and the songs talk about all the time, really does lead to a dog's life. Then we talked about the secret to fun dating. It really can be summed up in 3 little words. It won't last. Not for most of you, most of the time. Now, look, don't get me wrong. I don't want you to think that I'm not crazy about romance. As a matter of fact, I'm way in love with love. High school and college students through the years have kidded me because I'm really a pretty big-time matchmaker. And as a matter of fact, I'm pretty good at it. I secretly think that matchmaking is one of the gifts of the spirit that just didn't get recorded. You know, with all the fun of love and matchmaking, it's still true. I tell people, it won't last. Not probably. And I'm sure you're thinking you're the exception. Everybody always tells me that. Okay, let me remind you of that one stat, because if you're the exception, you know what, you're still going to be on tricky ground. Because the stats tell us that 51% of all teenage marriages will end in divorce before the couple even hits the age of 24. That's why I think it's just a whole lot smarter not to give that much of yourself away in dating to somebody else. I'm not talking about just physically, I think that's pretty obvious, but emotionally, all of you. Because you see, it is true. The more you put into a relationship while you're dating somebody, the more it's gonna hurt when you break up. I dated lots of guys in high school and college. And when those relationships ended, I walked away with a million great memories. Memories of afternoon, hanging out in a park, having a picnic in the middle of a huge rainstorm. Fun nights when we and some other couple friends went all over the city having this wild, crazy scavenger hunt. And about a million walks to a little zoo. It was just real close to a college that I attended. And nobody had much money to go on dates. And so during that time, lots of times guys would walk me to the zoo. Matter of fact, I went to the zoo so much that for real, I taught the parrot there how to say, Jesus loves you. So here's the bottom line. if you make dating too much of a priority, you really are setting yourself up for an awful lot of heartache. Remember that simple sentence. Puppy love really does lead to a dog's life. Do this thing right, and dating will be one of the most exciting parts of your life, because everybody that you date will leave you with awesome friendships in the future. People that leave you relationally richer than you were before, a greater person, and somebody more conformed to the awesome image of Jesus Christ.